Hi guys. So my name is Nino.
Don't you always go, so my name is Nino? I was like, they don't know your name is Nino. But so my name is Lulu.
And this is Thriving at Love and Relationships. Welcome to Thriving at Love and Relationships. Today's episode is very special.
Yeah.
Remember how we had said in our first episode that we have a lot of products that we're launching. So we're going to be talking about the first product
Our baby.
that we are launching.
Our child. Our brainchild.
This season. And remember how in our previous season we had been playing some particular card games where we're just having some conversations with each other, and we began to think that actually we've heard a whole lot of couples, actually married couples, complain about some certain things, and we thought, if these guys actually spoke about these things before they got married, it won't be an issue.
Oh, yeah.
And then we now actually went to realize that couples actually don't know what to talk about while they are dating.
Based on our experience.
Based on our experience and based on a lot of people that we've heard.
Yeah.
Because, once emotions get into a dating relationship, sense starts
Caution goes out the window.
And things that you really should be talking about, you don't end up talking about, and you start finding out a lot of things in marriage. And you're like, who are you? Who did I marry? So we came up with what would we even say? How did we even come up with it?
And so we started realizing that there are some questions that we should have asked each other, and the fact that we didn't even know or think to ask those questions. And so we decided, you know what? Let's help people in relationships, even people who are already married. Let's help you guys curate conversations that would help you in your relationship.
You are blessed.
Yeah.
And curate conversations. Yes, that will help you in your relationship.
So we came about what we're about to show you guys.
Yeah. And those conversations, we believe that, we did a study and we talk about the reasons for divorce. And they were divided into 7 categories. I mean, some of them were higher than others, but these 7 categories were the categories where people or couples had the most problems or quarrels that led to
disagreements.
Yes, so we now decided to study those seven categories and see the kind of questions that you can ask to help to preempt those kind of
and just so you guys know, each and every question we came up with them from our brains. I mean, my husband did most of the heavy lifting anyway, if I do say so myself.
And we actually asked some couples. I remember asking one of my friends, like, okay, what do you think what kind of question do you think you should have asked your husband that you would have been good to know before you got married to him? This and that and that. I'm like, oh, thank you very much.
Right now.
So thank you to everybody who were our guinea pigs and our lab rats and who helped us in those conversations. We appreciate you all.
So for the big reveal,
presenting the first product from Nino and Lulu's many products to come. Yes, whatever you call it. Unveiling questions to ask with Nino and Lulu. Yes. This is our card game that we want all of you to get so that you can help.
My God.
Oh, yes.
We want all of you to get.
Because we will help you by force. If you don't want to help yourself, we will help you by force. We want all of you to get.
Gosh.
And like we said, they are divided into 7 categories, and you can see that
we have
on the
religion, finances, past experiences, self-awareness, mindsets and ideologies, physical attraction, and family culture. And so just so that you guys can see how it goes, I mean, in no particular order. Imagine, for example, you're on a date with your babe and you guys want to have conversations. This will help you get the ball rolling. So we selected some random questions that we're just going to ask each other.
Yeah.
Go easy.
Hopefully we've spoken about this before.
I mean, yes.
Yes, we have. So, I mean, go on this journey with us as we ask ourselves these questions.
So, question 1.
What category is it?
Self-awareness. Self-awareness. It says, how long does it take you to get over an offense? I can answer that for him.
Nobody asked you.
Sorry.
Anyways, how long does it take you to get over an offense? Pretty quickly, actually. So it depends on the offense. Is it not your offense?
Sorry. Because I know I'm the offending person. So I was like,
So sometimes it depends on the person's approach to the apology. A lot of times, if the apology is genuine, it takes me. I don't take so long. But if I feel like if I sense by any means that the apology is just to make me to get over it,
another layer of offense.
Then another layer of offense.
And then another layer.
Exactly. So for me, it usually depends on the apology. If the person actually sees that that they've offended me and they acknowledge it and they apologize.
Is that your melancholic speaking?
Well, yes. Yes, true. Yes, because I actually feel like apologies need to be sincere. So that's for me. That's for me. How about you, Madam Question? I'm asking the next question.
For me, it's actually easy to. Well, I easily get over offenses. Yeah. Apology or no apology.
Yes, she's just a sweetheart like that. That's why I love you. All right. So next question has to do with your past experiences. Did you know, as psychologists have said,
how do we just enter advertisement like this?
That human beings' experiences in life are made up of 3 factors. Number 1, your temperament. Number 2, your heredity. And number 3, your past experiences. So every human being you see today, the way they respond to life, their past experiences has a lot to do with it. So you don't want to ask your partner this type of questions.
Yep.
Now, this question. My wife, do you think it's okay to still be in contact with your ex?
Yes. What's wrong with that? My ex is a human being. I chose him because he has sense.
You chose him?
Why shouldn't I speak to him?
You chose him? Wow.
Yeah, but
it's like a sign of this marriage. You want to come and be great.
Oh my gosh. But personally, I do not think it is wise to be in contact with your exes, especially if you are married. Because the question is...
You need to be married to not be in contact
Well, fair point. Because the truth is, the person is an ex for a reason. In the past, I should remain in the past. No matter how good the person is, no matter how... But then again, I'm thinking, what if in a situation where this person is skillful at a certain job and you need the person's skills? Can you contract them to do a job for you?
Can you ask him? It's your question. No, answer your question.
I'm asking.
No, don't ask me. Answer your own question.
And this reminds me of something that happened during our wedding. But okay. Leave your exes in the past. Move on. Move forward.
All right. My own response. If you're in any sort of new relationship, you can have an ex and you can be single. Now, if you are still single and you have an ex, I think it's left to your discretion. Depending on what happened in your relationship, the person hurts you, or you guys are just going through some rough patches. If you've prayed about it and God says you can still engage in conversation, fine. But that is between you and God because you are single. However, if you're in a relationship, my response is no. Because if you're in a new relationship, you need to make the person that you are with feel secure. And your ex is always going to be a reminder of something that happened with you and that person in the past that this new person doesn't have. Now, to the question she asked, what if your ex is skillful at something? Your ex cannot be the only person that's skillful at that job in the world. Even if the person is one of the best, you also find another person. Because no matter what you say, the fact is that ex did things that made you feel good, that made you feel happy. And if your partner...
You shared some kind of
intimacy with your partner that might make with him or with her that will possibly make your partner feel insecure. If we're even talking about marriage, it should not even be a thing of discussion. I think you should cut all ties with your ex, especially if your partner is feeling a certain way about it. But I don't really think you should be in any engagement here, especially because you already have some romantic sparks there.
Yeah.
So you just don't want to open any doors.
Some romantic intimacy.
Yes. So that's my own thoughts on it.
There's no stake on this. That's no stake.
Yeah.
Now, question 3 is on finances. And the question is, would you give me an allowance if I lose my job?
Yeah, you have job on it. I'll still give you allowance.
Is that happening now?
No.
Because I'm like, am I the same way we're talking about?
Actually, I would, if you lost your job, I would give you an allowance. And not just because you're my wife, but because I know that there's some sort of emotional trauma that comes with losing your job. And everybody wants to have some sort of income or to make them feel important. So I would give you an allowance. How about me?
I think that question is very tricky for a man, right? So I think that if I was in that position, I think I would have a conversation with you, and it would not be me giving you an allowance situation. I would present it as, this is what needs to be done in the house, and I would like to put down some amount of money, and I believe you can access that money if you ever need anything. So instead of saying I'm giving you an allowance, I would just make it into a general pause situation. And if you ever need money, you can always just get it from your way.
So funny enough, as to hear what you're saying, because even the word itself, allowance, it connotes that somebody higher is giving somebody lower something. Because allowance first started with your parents. My parents was giving me an allowance. So yeah, I know that with men it can be a lot tricky when like your wife is giving you an allowance, because you start to believe that I'm the head and then my wife is giving me an allowance.
That's true.
I think it's how the conversation is gone about that will truly determine you know the outcome of it. So I think it's quite subjective.
Should we keep going? Are we giving them a lot?
Let's give them questions in different categories.
Okay. This question, you ask this one.
Okay, this question. What are your views on going to church consistently?
Gang. So what are my views? I think that it is not a do or die affair. Personally.
That's new to me.
I think that, so when I say it's not a do or die affair, it's not casting so that we must go to church every Sunday. Well, it is what is acceptable. Go to church if you can every Sunday. But imagine if you have to take a trip on a Sunday, or you're just coming back on a Sunday, right? I wouldn't expect that you would go to church. If you can, fantastic, great. But what about cases when you are ill? Should I expect that we must go to church?
What about to online church?
Of course, no. Yes, you can stream, but it says go to church. So I'm thinking it's a physical church you're going to, right? So I think that it is advisable to be present in physical church as much as you can. But if there are cases where maybe because of your health or because of absence, you can't be physically in church, make sure you still get the word into your head, or rather into your heart, right? But if you can't, I don't think it's a door that lesson.
Okay. So
our next question. Okay, you ask.
I'm gonna ask.
Okay.
So this question is on finances also. And the question goes thus: do you believe in giving money to your family members?
Wahala.
My lifter.
Stop. I believe in giving money to my family members. Definitely, yes. I don't think it's wrong to give money to my family members. The same way I don't think it's wrong to help people who I need. And it doesn't necessarily even mean that they're in need that I give them money. My parents, my brothers, my sisters, give money here and there. But what I don't believe in is being cajoled into giving them money because of whatever reason, or being forced to give him money because of whatever reason. I'd rather give at my own free will. And when I see that there is a need and I can help, I can step in. But to have like a lofty expectation of me of you are expected to give us so and so amount of money every month or whatever, that's where I draw the line. But should I give my family members money? Of course, why not?
Okay, interesting. So
you don't agree?
I'll never answer now.
Sorry.
So for me, I think it's subjective, because I believe that money is a very tricky subject. And I do believe that if I have the ability to help, I should, or I could give. But I feel like as if I can't afford it, I shouldn't be made to be I shouldn't be made to feel guilty for not being able to give to a particular cause. And because my new family is just growing. I, as a man, I'm trying to make as much money to be able to take care of my family. So my family members would be secondary in a way to the new family that I'm trying to create. But I always believe in, yes, if you can help out, and even if you want to give as a gift or as a seed, why not? But I also don't believe in being cajoled. I believe you can make a request, but if I don't oblige the request, no hard feelings. I just can't, and I don't really need to give an excuse or a reason why, because in the end, if I'm making money, I don't want anyone to force me how to spend it or use the fact that, oh, you are family. Because a lot of people use it to manipulate, and that's why you have things like black tax, where you become very wealthy in the family, and then every other family stops working. And their brain stops working on how to get money, and they don't believe that this person is mine.
But how about family members that even before you get married, they are largely dependent on you? So you're like the breadwinner of your family. What do you do in cases like that?
I think that one is gratefully to God, that's not our case. But I think that's something that's up for discussion. Yeah. Because especially if it's, whether it's the man or the woman, it's like you're already entering into marriage with suitcase. Do you understand? And that might become burdensome for your spouse. Especially for the men as well. There are men that are taking care of their sisters, their brothers, their mothers, and then you bring your wife. At a point in time, your wife might begin to feel like she's battling for your attention. And a lot of men also might try and use it and say, well, it's my sister. Well, it's my brother. Well, it's my mother.
Well, I'm your wife.
Do you understand? And you don't want to put a woman in that situation where the woman is going to come and say, leave your family and...
Yeah, so you have to wisely have a conversation
Those conversations need to be... And see, women, let me tell you this. If you meet a man that has to take care of, maybe he's taking care of his family, or maybe there's black tax, taking care of his family and everything, you can decide not to go into a marriage with him.
That will make it better.
Exactly. When you look at the patterns of the man that is taking care of the whole family, don't expect that to change inside marriage. Because women just automatically believe that once I get into the man's life, he's automatically I'm number one.
Then you will look like a bad person.
Because some men, based on culture, and do I agree with it? Not necessarily, but if that's their culture, that's how they've been trained, that they must take care of the whole nuclear and external family. You won't just, it will be very difficult for you to be able to just come and just change that. So I believe if you can avoid it as a woman or as a man, whichever one, it's not advisable. Yeah. But again, it's subjective. You have those discussions. If you feel like you can be a part of it, no wahala.
Okay. Last question for this episode.
Yep.
It's on mindset and ideologies. It says, do you think a relationship can continue after infidelity?
Okay. So here's what I think. And I'll answer it in twofold. Number one, I think if you are dating somebody and there's a case of infidelity, I think if you're not married to the person, it might point to a bigger problem that person has, and you're advised to just leave the relationship, especially if you know that is a big deal for you. In marriage, it's a different ballgame. This is why they always say open your eyes before you enter marriage. In marriage, infidelity is this generation that has made infidelity the worst type of sin. Infidelity, stealing, cheating, everything in God's eyes is sin. But in humans' eyes, it looks like it's worse than other things. Yeah. I still feel like a marriage relationship can continue after infidelity, providing that both parties are willing to work at it. Both the person that committed the infidelity, the person must have recognized the error of their ways. The person must show remorse. The person must actually be actively working to make sure it doesn't happen again. Let's find out what's the reason, what's the cause of the infidelity. Does it point to something else? You understand? That person must actually be working hard. And then the person that was cheated on must be able to forgive, must be able to be patient that person is going to change, must be able to not bring it up every time. You know that, that's how 2 months ago you cheated on me, let me see your phone. So there's a way that people that get gotten cheated on can even make it difficult for the person trying to change to change. So like I said, two parties have to be willing. Somebody has to be willing to forgive, the other person has to be willing to work at it. So that's my own take. How about you?
My own take is exactly what my husband said. I agree with everything he said. Especially the part of the other party being patient. And the truth is, I learned recently that from an infidelity recovery specialist, that the truth is the marriage where infidelity happened cannot be gotten back. So what the two parties are now doing is coming together to create something new, because trust has been broken. There's just a lot that has happened in that situation that you can't really, it's not that you can't pick up the pieces and move on, but it's that you are now coming together, building your relationship up from the scratch, right? So while that is happening, there's a lot of patience that has to go in. I need to understand that marriage is for the long haul, and if your partner cheats on you, it's not the end of the world. Like, we understand that it is painful. Like, there is nothing as painful as it's a big deal, right? I was not trying to be insensitive to it, but the fact is, your relationships can still go on. Your relationship can still recover from it, right? But if the person is now a serial cheat, that's a different ballgame entirely. But that's now brings about a whole conversation entirely, where you now have things like controlled separation or whatever, but in the confines of a professional help. You can't just decide that, okay, let's do it on our own. You can't. You need a third party who is a professional to help you out in it. So, everything you said, I agree.
I mean, and that's why you have the professional. There are actually people in therapy called infidelity recovery specialists, which means that's their niche. They know how to. They will tell you that there are different steps to infidelity recovery. If you have to work on the person that was offended, their relationship with their self. You have to work on their relationship with their spouse. You also have to work on the marriage relationship itself. So there are different stages to it. And if that has happened to you, we advise you to seek, an infidelity recovery specialist. So that's our take on that. So, I won't let you in on too much of the gist. If you want to get all the cards, you feel like these cards have been helpful and these are conversations that you want to have and you should
want to support our brand, which you should want to.
Yes, that's true. But most importantly, if you want to help yourself first before supporting us.
Okay.
You get so. If you want to get the cards, we're going to put the link in our
in the description box and also on the screen.
And on the screen as well. You can also go to our Instagram page and click on the link in our bio at the Nino and Lulu. So we hope that this was a thought-provoking episode, and we want to start hearing a lot. That people are buying these cards. And I also want to hear testimonies of how this cards, the conversation that you guys have had and how your relationships have turned out. So please let us know if any of these conversations resonated with you and what you think about these questions. You can also answer the questions based on what you think in the comment section. So
till we meet again,
I'm Nino.
And I'm Lulu.
And this is Thriving at Love
and Relationships. Mwah!